Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is a game about perspective, but it's not just the twists and turns you'll subject the intricately created levels to. This is a game that will change your perspective on Toad himself as he finally takes his richly deserved place centre stage. Our fungal hero finds himself in a series of small but perfectly formed levels with the goal of, you guessed it, tracking treasure. However, he's not just doing this for fun. Toadette has been snatched away by a giant bird, Wingo, so Toad needs to get through the levels and come to the rescue. Tenuous but classic game stakes. The treasure comes in several forms. Firstly, there's the power stars, which you need to reach in order to be allowed to progress to the next level. Secondly, there's coins. Find 100 and you'll be rewarded with an extra life. Classic Mario. Thirdly, and finally, there's the super gems. These are somewhat trickier to track down than the stars, and whilst they may seem superfluous to begin with, you'll discover later on that without enough of these in your backpack, you'll be unable to unlock the later levels, occasionally forcing you to pop back to earlier stages to top up. To help reveal the treasure, you'll constantly be adjusting the camera angle to peek round corners and see what goodies might be hidden from view. Occasionally, you'll be given power-ups such as the double cherry or super pickaxe, which provide yet more twists which help prevent gameplay from feeling overfamiliar as you progress. Toad's headlamp will also come in handy to find additional treasure and to keep some of the spookier enemies at bay. Whilst Toad has all of this at his disposal, he's unable to jump due to the relative weight of his backpack to his petite frame, so there's no hopping across gaps for a quick shortcut here. He can run though, which you'll find invaluable at various points, not least on the occasional boss levels, where you'll be keen to get to safety as quickly as possible. At first glance, it may seem that the levels are all quite similar. However, there's actually a surprising amount of variety. Once the game has introduced you to the basic elements, it begins to reimagine them in exciting ways and in ever more creative environments. A particular highlight are the occasional minecart levels, in which the gamepad becomes a target site, allowing you to look around and fire turnips whilst you make your way along the tracks. The gameplay for these levels is highly reminiscent of Pokémon Snap on the N64, which is no bad thing. Indeed, many levels paid tribute to Nintendo and Mario's back catalogue, from a brilliant new take on Super Mario World's haunted houses to the original Donkey Kong itself. There are a couple of minor irritations though. Firstly, the inability to turn off the gyroscope for camera controls, rather than simply using the right control stick, can lead to accidental camera fails at just the wrong time if you make a sudden movement. Also, on occasion, you'll find that you simply don't have enough hands or eyes to be able to do what's required of you. Attempting to adjust the camera whilst moving Toad and simultaneously blowing on the gamepad, no, really, would test anyone's coordination. These are minor quibbles though, for what is, fundamentally, a joyous experience from start to finish. And, although it may not be the longest game on Wii U, it has vast replay value. You'll want to go back and get all those super gems and complete the bonus objectives. And then when you've done that, there's the Super Mario 3D World bonus content and the Amiibo content. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is classic Nintendo. It's utterly charming, has a balance of difficulty that makes it accessible and challenging for all levels of gamer, and is a perfect example of how Nintendo managed to breathe fresh life and new ideas into a franchise that's existed now for over 30 years. For a game about perspective, it's certainly changed ours. Let's hope that Treasure Tracker is just the first of many starring roles for the Mushroom Kingdom's most charming captain.
This video has been brought to you by Jinx TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and check out these other videos. Also, if you want to see more of our shows, check out our website, jinx.tv.